Since Understanding Order 82, and of course we had two announcements which were announced by Madam Speaker on the floor of the House, recognizing the presence in the public gallery of pupils and teachers from Royego Christian School in Lusaka District, as well as pupils and teachers from Nakambala Private Primary School in Mazavuga District, and Madam Speaker did welcome the visitors to the National Assembly of Zambia.
And then, Joe, there was also a ruling by Honorable Madam Speaker. This was on a complaint by Mr. Clement Andeleki, Member of Parliament for Katombora constituency, against Mr. Francis Kapyanga, Member of Parliament for Pika constituency, over statements attributed to Mr. Kapyanga, MP, in an article entitled "Stand as MP to Debate Freely." Kapyanga tells Speaker Muti, end of quote, published in the News Diggers newspaper, issue number 2031, dated Friday, 4th July 2025. So after the ruling was given by Madam Speaker, and of course in her ruling she did mention that it was thought that the Member of Parliament for Pika be suspended for 14 days, and the division was called for. So business continues now.
Suspended, the House was considering the motion moved by the Honorable Member from Kana that in order to promote the growth of the film industry in Zambia, this House urges the government to set up a film fund. And the Honorable Member for Chitambo was about to start debating. May the Honorable Member continue.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to add some few words to this very, very important motion. Mr. Speaker, one thing that we must all note is that there are certain industries that need support. And from the time that I've been Member of Parliament, I don't remember, like my name, any member here rising to propose something about this industry. Mr. Speaker, you might wish to know that the film industry, there are questions that I need to ask and answer them. For example, is the film industry strategic? My answer will be yes. It is a strategic industry because it will bring revenue to this economy. Mr. Speaker, you might also wish to note that if the film industry is assisted with a fund, Zambia will harness the talent that is supposed to go out of this country to go and develop other nations at the expense of bringing the revenue to this country. Mr. Speaker, the fund we are talking about here will not go to waste. The fund we are talking about here will be regained by the government when these producers start promoting our culture, and in turn we shall have people coming in, the so-called tourists, to come and watch what the Zambian culture is through the film industry. And Mr. Speaker, there must be something which has compelled me to debate on this motion. The President came here last Friday and he told us to bring ideas to the table. Bring ideas that will grow the economy. Bring ideas that will change the narrative. And these are some of the ideas that we must harness and put in money to ensure that this industry grows. And Mr. Speaker, one thing that you might need to ask those of us who are opposing is that what is wrong with the film industry to have a fund when the tourism has got a fund? What wrong have our artists done to deserve a no fund? Where have they gone wrong? If there is an industry, Mr. Speaker, which is suffering right now, it's the film industry.
That's right.
Because there's no one who's looking at them. We haven't supported them in any ways. Today they are under the Ministry of Sports, meaning that they are trying to attract youths to venture into film industry. Mr. Speaker, we need to look at serious issues here. The President is trying to promote entrepreneurship. And these people in the film industry are entrepreneurs. There is no economy in the world that can develop without entrepreneurship. And one thing that we must all respect to the film industry is that the people involved in this art, they are all innovators. And innovation is not a cheap thing to find. Mr. Speaker, if you just look at the equipment they use to manage or produce a movie of high quality, you don't need something cheap. They don't need to be paraded elsewhere. They need their own fund for them to see growth. Mr. Speaker, I know they will feel very bad should this motion fail. This was their hope, that their industry should grow. Mr. Speaker, I know you were there at the times of Venezuela. You saw what they could do. You saw how these Maximals of this world, they were there and they've left it here. Why don't this parliament bring change by assisting them so that we can see and grow the Mpali that people are watching every day? Give them a fund. And, Mr. Speaker, we are not the first ones to think about this fund. In South Africa, it is already there. They've given the film industry a fund and it's running very well and people are happy. It is not good, Mr. Speaker, to expect ourselves. It is there. It is called National Film and Video Foundation. In Nigeria, it's there. You go into many houses today, Mr. Speaker, you find people watching Nigerian movies. They can't watch our own movies because the quality of our films are low. Mr. Speaker, these are entrepreneurs that we need to help.
That's right.
These are people who are Zambians.
Yeah.
No one will come and develop Zambia if we don't develop it ourselves. And we can only develop Zambia by empowering our own people. Somehow we are developing and assisting others, whereas others want to neglect them. Let's pull all them together. Let's assist them. Let's give them this fund. And we are not saying when they get this fund, they will mismanage it. This fund will bring a lot of revenue on the table. The Minister of Finance, every time, every day, is looking for where to get money. This is one industry I might call a sleeping giant. Please, let's assist them. There is nothing wrong, Mr. Speaker, in giving them a fund. If you can give a fund to artisanal miners, let's revoke that fund also as well. Because you are saying there's a lot of money grants somewhere else. Let us help the film industry. Mr. Speaker, my last words are, it is a rare occasion to find a nation where you have entrepreneurs, and these entrepreneurs need assistance, and then you deny them. Can we give them the fund that they deserve? I beg to move.
The Honourable Member for Mongu Central.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And we want to put it on record that this is a BID motion. We say so, Mr. Speaker, because it seems to me that both the mover and the seconder of the motion do not seem to understand the movie industry. It's the people who produces movies are not the actors you see on the screen. They are producers who work with production companies, who hire the directors. The directors hire those actors you see. So it's not the Maximos who you see on the screen who makes these movies. So it's very important that there are business people behind the film industry. Every businessman knows how to raise money from the market. Every businessman, you don't even need to be an actor for you to raise money to produce a movie. That's what we need to be thinking about. If we were talking about creating incentives for those involved in the film industry, then we would ask Mr. Speaker on this side, who would agree on that. If we're talking about incentives of those buying big cameras so that they produce good movies, us on your side would agree with you. But if you are coming here and you don't even seem to understand how the movie industry works, then we are definitely on different pages. That's why, Mr. Speaker, this free education must have come much earlier so that people can bring motions here which can easily be debated. Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the money that we are talking about here.
There is a point of order.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I rise.
It's the honorable member for Chipiri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, is the honorable member who is debating in order to insinuate that the person who has brought this motion is ignorant? He doesn't understand the issue. Is it in order? The motion which is before this August House, when he has a right, anyone of us here has a right to bring in any motion. It's either we support or not. Is it in order to make such insult to the person who has moved the motion? I seek your guidance, Madam Speaker. 71.
The honorable member for Chipiri, I know he hasn't spoken in a long time. However, let's ensure that as we debate on the floor, we are candid with each other. Let's stop injecting tempers into our debates. You may proceed, honorable member for Mungu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I was just simply saying that the people behind these movies that we see on the screens are businessmen and businesswomen who invest their money in production companies. That's what we should be talking about here, so that we encourage our young people who have talent in business, not necessarily in film, but we encourage our young people and young men and young women who have interest in making movies to invest in that. So the motion that we expected from our colleagues on your left, Mr. Speaker, is a motion to create incentives or to create tax reliefs for those businessmen who want to invest in the movie industry. That's what we want to be debating here on our side. This is the free market economy. Anybody is very free to go and raise capital anywhere they like. It's not only CC. My colleague, honorable member for Zambezi East, was talking about CC. No, you can raise money from the private sector. You can go to Standard Bank. You can go to Absa Bank. You can go to these local banks and raise money. But what we need as a parliament maybe to do is to come up with laws or to come up with incentives for the banks that are going to support the film industry to be given tax relief. That's how you raise money. That's how you support this industry. When the president came here to say that we should come up with ideas so that this economy can grow, he didn't say you should just bring any idea that you dream about, even which doesn't work. That's not what the president meant. Bring ideas that adds value, that brings economic value, that can create jobs. Don't just go and dream. If those are your kind of ideas, please keep them to yourselves. You can't bring an idea of government get involved in businesses in this time and era. You should have brought those ideas in the parliament of 1970, not this kind of parliament. Here we need ideas that are well thought through, that are speaking economics, yeah, where you can, that makes business sense. Anybody, anywhere, even you as members of parliament, just come up with an idea that makes a business sense and develop a business plan. You go to any bank, they'll fund it. They'll fund it. So you don't need government. For a businessman, you don't need government every time to run to government. We are already overburdened with a lot of other things. We want to use the little resources that we have, that we raise, to add value to our people, not to try to help businessmen. That's why we removed the fuel subsidy, because we're subsidizing people who are businessmen, people who are running the mines, and you want us to go back to do the same thing that the UPND government must subsidize rather businessmen and businesswomen. No, we want to subsidize the poor, those who really need the help of government. That's why we are increasing CDF, so that CDF can be a cushion to those who really need it, not business people. People behind the film industry are businessmen and businesswomen. So that's what we need to be doing. That's the kind of ideas that we want. So, Mr. Speaker, we don't want to labor this point because, as we said earlier, this is a brought-in BID motion, and we want to encourage our friends. We have free education now. Learn these things. You can go through your CDF program, make a program to say, how does the film industry work? It's not, as I said, it's not, what was Kabanana? Those actors in Kabanana? Jason. It's not Jasons who are making the movies. There are producers behind that. Businessmen who are making. That's why you see now all those actors, they leave those jobs because they get hired by the directors. So with those few words, Mr. Speaker, we are not supporting this motion because it's not well thought. Thank you very much.
Order. May you take your seat? May you take your seat, Honorable Sanga? Honorable Member for Lunte.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for according me this opportunity to raise a point of order against the MP who has just finished submitting. Mr. Speaker, you may be aware that Honorable Fouve and Honorable Binwell were ruled out of order for screaming into the mic. My point of order, Mr. Speaker, is that how does contempt of the House appear if it fails to appear in the manner it has been projected by the
Honorable Member for Lunte?
Yes, sir.
You rose on a point of order.
Yes.
The one thing you should have stated is a breach that has been caused, and you cite the necessary standing orders.
It's contempt, Mr. Speaker.
Which standing order?
It's standing order number 71. Mr. Speaker.
No, honorable Member, you know what constitutes contempt? Yes. On the floor of the House?
Tell me, sir.
Don't misguide yourself. Something contemptuous on the floor of the House, you know what constitutes that?
Okay, let me finish.
You merely trying to cite a breach. You should have mentioned the standing orders that had been breached, not contempt. Okay, I'm the only umpire here who understands what is happening.
Okay, let me finish. As I recognize your counsel in appreciation, I'd like to indicate that the motion, Mr. Speaker, under discussion was approved not by the mover, but by your office.
Okay, may you take your seat, Honorable Member? I know I've guided you, are not ready. Honorable Member for Nyimba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in my life, I think I've guided the young ones. I've been a leader for the young ones. And when I see the young ones are not up to the task, I get worried. Because we are saying we need to leave this country to the young ones to manage it. Mr. Speaker, today, for every film industry to succeed, it needs a very strong economy. Because at the end of the day, when the movies are produced, we need to have a cadre of youths or elders who've got enough resource to pay for those movies. Today, I wish we had people coming up with proposals that let's find money, let's allocate funds to people who are going to go into research, who are going to go into manufacturing, who are going to come up with innovatives to see that agriculture is moving at a better rate. Today, if you ask for the movie industry, no one is against it. Everyone is supporting the movie industry. And I don't want anyone to misquote me here. I'm one of the lovers of local production. And those local production are funded by corporate companies. The issue we have in the country and why we don't move as African countries, because our all ideas rise on the government funds. Today, we need to be talking about the policy, film industry policy. Is the policy there or not? I speak, even today, Speaker, I still manage the young ones.
Point of order, sir.
And I've just realized that the policy, the film policy, has been introduced this year. Mr. Speaker,
Point of order,
you
sir.
may wish to know that
Mr. Speaker, point of order.
the act on the...
There is a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this occasion. And allow me, sir, with your greatest indulgence, to welcome you and the honorable members to this last session of our 5 years mandate. It's really been a great and humbling honor to serve the people of Zambia at this particular high level. Mr. Speaker, I rise on a very serious point of order. Mr. Speaker, anchored on the traditions and conventions of this House.
But you should, Honorable Minister, state what has been breached.
With your guidance, Mr. Speaker, proceeding to do just that. But
What's the
before I
need?
do that, Mr. Speaker,
You
allow
state-
me.
Order, Honorable Minister. You should also state the standing orders that has been breached.
Mr. Speaker, before I proceed to state the standing order that has been breached, allow me to join the Honorable Member of Parliament for Katombora in commending the members of Parliament of this House for allowing that the government purchase ambulances through CDF. Mr. Speaker, this is a huge milestone. And Mr. Speaker, just 5 years ago, the ambulances... Mr. Speaker, I need your protection, sir.
Honorable Mpundu. Honorable Mpundu. You are debating while he's seated. The Honorable Minister has a right. I gave him the floor. It's only me who can withdraw it. So when he's debating, he has all the privilege and the right to debate or state his point of order. Let him continue. Because the more you talk, I won't concentrate. I will let him talk as much as he can. May the Honorable Minister continue.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for your guidance. And you know, Mr. Speaker, these are very serious matters here. For some of us are here for serious business. Mr. Speaker, the milestone that has been achieved today by the purchase of 156 ambulances is one that should go into the annals of history. That once upon a time there was a president who cared for the people. Mr. Speaker, just 5 years ago, these same ambulances were costing $250,000 US, now costing only $89,500. I commend the members of Parliament for making that become possible under the leadership of President HH. My point of order, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you can see the disorder which my colleagues, they want to bring their disorder in their party into this house, Mr. Speaker. Please, I need your guidance, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Order. May the Honorable Member for Nyimba continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today we've seen, because my duty is to interact with the young ones and see to it that what is needed for them, it's there. I know government has removed the VAT, have removed taxes on every film equipment purchased outside this country. And those are the incentives needed for a film industry. Setting up a fund for the film industry, I really oppose it in a sense that today, this country, we import a wheelbarrow. And if you ask the Ministry of Science and Technology there, it needs money for us to have innovative young ones who are coming up with innovative ideas to see to it that good products are coming out of our tertiary schools. Today, we have a young boy from Chipata Trades. We had a young boy from Northern Technical College who needs the fund more than the other industry needs, because these are going to come up with very productive, they have got very productive ideas, and the product coming from the ideas is superb. They've got no backup from the corporate world. Today, any movie you watch on the on the DSTV, national television, they are backed by corporate entities. And what more do we need? Mr. Speaker, I become so confused when we say we need to rate this country being taken by young ones. In a sense that they can come up with ideas which are not going to give enough awake to our youths. Today we've got youths who are coming out of trade schools sponsored by CDF. Do we have ideas for these youths who are coming out of these tertiary schools, who are coming up from colleges? What is it that we are planning as members of Parliament? Before we even start talking about the film industry, if we plant anything for them, I can challenge those who are proposing this, who are for this idea. Tell me they can rise up here and tell the nation that in their constituencies, they have set up this industry and it's helping the young ones. The issue of doing, it's not my nature to doing politicking. I believe in calling a spade a spade. We are on a long track if we start supporting the industry which is already highly funded. Today, if you watch the movies, Trade Kings is funding them. MTN is funding those corporate. DSTV is funding them. So what is it that you want? Today, if you go to my constituents today, you find that the project we are doing, it's being funded from CDF and it's allowed. And it's art. And what's so special of just picking one art out of so many? Is it only the film industry which is there, or do we have a special interest in that program for film industry? What of those who are in acting, who are in performing art, like musicians? Why don't we bring them on board? Let's not talk about things which are not going to add up value to our young, growing. We need today what we need. We need money for the young ones to manufacture, to design innovatives. We are not going to, we need to support what is good for the nation. Film industry is perfect, but it is at a long time. So, sir, can I tell you, we need to build up the industry. Germany today where it is, it's because they developed the artisanal sector. Japan where it is today, it's because they developed the artisanal sector. Spain where it is today is because they developed the artisanal sector. If you go there, even Zimbabwe here, the artisans we have in this country today are coming from Zimbabwe. Are we not ashamed of ourselves? These are the things we should be looking at. Honorables, it's my prayer that from today on, let's see to it that we support every sector, but let's see which sector needs to strengthen our economy. Today we need sectors which are going to build our economy to the level where we can support the art industry, the film industry. Where we are today, we are not there to get money and support that industry. If there is money coming from government there, I pray that let that government go to the artisanals, and from there we are going to create money, we are going to create employment. Empowering one individual graduate from Noteki in metal fabrication, at the end of the day, you give us 20 people in employment. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is, let's put where money will be valued most than where money is already saturated. Film industry, for me, I think they have enough funds. And what government is doing now, it's enough. Tax-free on all equipment for film industry. What more do we want? There is tax already on cameras, tax already in everything. So what is it that one? Can we research more? Can we go to the Ministry of Youth and Sport and see what government is doing and what not doing? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me end up here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Two ministers will respond to this. First will be the Honorable Minister of Comments, and later on Honorable Minister of Water and Water Development and Sanitation. So the Honorable Minister of Comments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to thank the mover of the motion, Honorable Binwa Mpundu, Member of Parliament for Nkana. And before I go on, Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank His Excellency the President and congratulate him, as well as the Minister of Local Government and Health, on the delivery of ambulances that are going to save the communities in all the constituencies in our country. That's a delivery, Mr. Speaker, that the Zambian public have been waiting for and is going to touch lives meaningfully. Mr. Speaker, the motion at hand is a good one, which shows concern about actors in our country. However, Mr. Speaker, it brings me to an attention very concerning, Mr. Speaker, where government is very much alive to the reality of the plight and the contribution to the economy of the actors in our country. It is the more reason why, Mr. Speaker, this government for the first time has come up with a film policy where we can structure something for them to meaningfully contribute to the growth of their sector, their livelihood, and also contribute to the economy of our country. The Ministry of Sports, where they fall, has got many players, Mr. Speaker, whom we refer to as artists. Yes, we are talking about the actors, Mr. Speaker. We should also be concerned about the singers, Mr. Speaker. We should also be concerned about the poets, Mr. Speaker. So in this vein, Mr. Speaker, while we talk about one area, I think I would appreciate what the mover has done, but it gives us now an opportunity to look holistically at many other players on how we can sit in an indaba or caucus on how we can support everyone. Because if we just focus on one, Mr. Speaker, another one will come, another one will come. But now this motion gives an opportunity to all of us to see how can we bring all the artists together. We appreciate, even in my constituency, Mr. Speaker, where I've got young filmmakers like Marshall the filmmaker, Chingola choir, and many others. And yes, we also have singers in this country, like Yomaps and others, that we have to bring together staffers. And this, Mr. Speaker, collectively, we can look at the artists which the Ministry of Sports is trying to see bring them together. The film policy is a step in the right direction, where government has shown consent to all these people. But collectively, the artists should not be left behind. So it is my view, Mr. Speaker, as Member of Parliament, and also, Mr. Speaker, as a servant in Cabinet, to see that we look at it holistically as opposed to looking at it only in one area. So for this cause, Mr. Speaker, I say as much as it's a good proposal, I do not support it in its single way that it has been brought. Let's look at it in a broader perspective. And the Member of Parliament who has moved the motion would also be a part to the endeavor where we look at the singers, the actors, the poets, or the artists at large. Mr. Speaker, I submit. Thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Water Development and Sanitation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. So I rise to express my sincere appreciation to Honorable Mpundu, who has tabled this timely and thoughtful motion regarding the establishment of a film fund. Indeed, film is a powerful art form as it captures our heritage, it tells our stories, and it amplifies our identity and our national values and principles on both national and global platforms. Its value to the development of this country is unquestionable. Every debater said on this floor of the House that it's a billion-dollar industry and it must be supported, and we agree. The film sector in Zambia operates under a structured framework involving various stakeholders at different levels. At the ministry level, the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts, through the Arts Department, is responsible for film policy development, infrastructure, regulation, and facilitation of incentives such as reduced or zero tax on film equipment importation. Nationally, Mr. Speaker, government through the National Arts Council of Zambia, a statutory body under the ministry, plays a key role in licensing film promoters, registering film enterprises, promoting films through festivals, and providing oversight on film associations. To this effect, Mr. Speaker, sector associations, particularly the National Association for Media Arts, NAMA, acts as the umbrella body for film makers, coordinating with other emerging associations and aligning with the National Arts Council. Additionally, distributors, cinemas, and television stations play a crucial role in ensuring that the film industry continues to grow through a sector network. A coordinated approach involving both government and the private sector is therefore essential to foster growth, strengthening collaboration, and addressing industry needs effectively. Mr. Speaker, however, at this historical juncture, my ministry is considering a more transformative approach. The creation, Mr. Speaker, of a Creative Arts Industries Fund, where the film fund will sit. This alternative is not a dismissal of it, placing film where it rightly belongs, and that is within the rich embroidery of our creative economy. Let me explain this, and I hope Honorable Mpundu is listening. Art is defined as a diverse of human creative expression used to communicate ideas, emotions, and experiences through various media, including visual arts like painting and sculpture, performing arts like music, theater, and literature. What this means, as a Ministry of Art, you will not cherry pick. The film industry is very important, but so is the music industry. What we are proposing is a Creative Arts Industries Fund. Honorable Mpundu, we are with you. This industry needs support, just like other industries need support. By the way, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the other part of this ministry. It's a sports ministry. Honorable Nkandu came to this floor of the House and discussed various sports disciplines. There was football, rugby. Indeed, there's a fund under the sports fund, but it caters for all the other sports. So all the other sports are as important as football. Those gone are the days when government only actually used to put money in football. So we are with you, except you want to broaden it. Let me quickly articulate the proposed mechanisms of funding the creative arts industries, including the film industry. And I hope the film makers are listening. But also, I hope the people in the music industry are listening. The people in the painting industry are also listening. Mr. Speaker, actually, where I come from, there are various arts. I don't know whether you know something about Guyavira. Okay? That's an art also. There are people who are in the music industry. There are also people who play these guitars. So what I'm basically saying, I need all of them. It's just like this government is saying, CDF, let's support the churches. So it's not only the Catholic Church. It's not only the SDA Church. It's all the churches. In where I'm coming from, Mr. Speaker, I used to be privileged to run the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment. There was a forest fund. If we zero down the forest fund to a Mukula fund, or the eucalyptus fund, let's look at it holistically. It's a forest fund where the various species of trees are. Mr. Speaker, the proposed Creative Arts Industries Fund will need a multi-sectoral approach, which will include for us the Zambia Revenue Authority. And to this effect, my ministry proposes a 1/4 levy on arts and film equipment to be paid upfront. This entails that arts and film equipment, devices and electronics that are being imported into the country will need to be levied at the point of entry. Thus, the collected levy will be shared accordingly as agreed upon. Further, the Creative Industry Fund will be collected at sale tickets for any creative events through developing memoranda of understanding with companies such as Compute Tickets. Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the establishment of the Creative Arts Industry Fund will have the following impact. One, broader impact and opportunities. The creative economy comprises industries such as music, where I come from, dance, theater, comedy, fashion, animation, creative writing, crafts, and yes, very, very important, and yes, Honorable Mpundu, very important, film. My ministry believes that when we invest in a holistic creative arts industries fund, we will open the door for thousands of young people whose talents lie across these diverse artistic fields. Two, it promotes innovation across industries and encourages interdisciplinary collaboration. As the chair lady listens to me, collaboration like film scoring from local musicians, costume design from Zambian fashion houses, or animation from our growing digital sector, the digital sector, AI. Economic diversification and youth employment. Based on the 8th National Development Plan, Mr. Speaker, our ministry seeks to contribute to diversifying our country's economic base and reduce youth unemployment. The creative industries have demonstrated their potential to create jobs quickly and sustainably. A 2023 UNESCO study estimates that creative sectors globally generate over 30 million jobs. Therefore, Zambia must harness this momentum by empowering all creators, not just the film makers. Equity, inclusion, and accessibility. Mr. Speaker, we must ensure that women, youth, the persons with disabilities, and artists from rural communities access support. A narrowly defined film fund risks exclusion, whilst a creative arts industry fund offers a more inclusive financial architecture and capacity building support to democratize opportunities for all Zambians. Sustainable sector growth and export potential, as the debaters clearly stated, and agree with you. A creative arts industry fund can enable a revolving financing model and ecosystem development that benefits multiple sectors simultaneously, allowing us to build infrastructure, grow export markets, and generate foreign direct investment. Mr. Speaker, it is in this regard that government remains committed to growing the creative sector to enable it to contribute to the development of our great nation. To this effect, the Ministry revised a national film policy and its implementation plan and developed the first ever national arts policy and its implementation plan in order to provide the legal framework and policy direction to guide the development of the arts and film sectors. Additionally, the Ministry has begun the process of repealing and replacing legislation in the creative arts sector that were neglected for a long time, including the National Arts Council of Zambia Act No. 31 of 1994, the Theatre and Cinematography Exhibition Act No. 54 of 1929. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry is also actively involved in reviewing other pieces of legislation that are central to the existence of a thriving arts value chain, such as the Independent Broadcasting Authority Act 18 of 27, the Copyright and Performance Rights Act No. 25 of 2010, to mention a few. Let's therefore, Mr. Speaker, be bold. Let's be visionary. Let's create a framework that nurtures not only filmmakers, but the entire collection of Zambian creativity. By establishing a creative arts industry fund, we'll be ensuring that every young Zambian with a story to tell, a beat to drop, a brush to paint, or a stage to command has a chance to thrive and build a future not only for themselves but for their country. Mr. Speaker, let it be recorded correctly. We support the idea Honorable Mpundu has brought. We just want to broaden it to include others. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. May the Honorable Member for Nkana wind up debate.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, I want to thank government through the Minister of Water for supporting my motion. How I wish the Minister had sat down with all those. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank all the members, those who supported and those who opposed. Many times we've come here to advance interest of politicians. Today, I came to advance the interest of our young people who are innovative, young people who are creative. Today, I came to advance the cause of an industry that has got so much potential. In 1988, the Nigerians came, then $1 billion contributing to the GDP. That is the potential this industry has. Now, it must be corrected. The term film industry is not an invention. It's not new. In all these countries where all these facets of arts exist, there exists a film fund which has supported the growth of the film industry in those countries. Our friends in neighboring countries like South Africa have gone miles because of this fund. They've produced movies that have won Oscars, like Sosi. The Yellow Card of Zimbabwe brought in millions of dollars because of the support of the government through the creation of a film fund. The introduction of the proposal of a film fund is not new. It's not a new invention. It's there. It has supported industries across the globe. In all these countries, Mr. Speaker, there exists music artists, there are other artists, but their governments have created a special fund. That is why I came to this August House. In this August House, we've supported other sectors. We've created funding to other sectors. I don't think that it would be strange. We must never have a narrow view of the film industry to suggest to a very sad point that the film industry can be supported by CDF. Mr. Speaker, to produce a blockbuster movie requires billions, but it brings huge revenues to government. The movie industry has made billionaires across the world. That is the broader view we must look at the film fund, not a narrow view of CDF where you can draw a 1,000 kwacha and you think you can support this very lucrative industry. As I wind up, Mr. Speaker, I must put it to my colleagues. Let us take time to research. Let us take time to learn. Let us take time to understand these things. It doesn't matter because I come from Unkana, where we don't watch movies, then I must restrict my thinking to Unkana. We must broaden our thinking. That is why Parliament exposes us. We travel so that we can learn best practices. When we come here with these proposals, we are basically saying we have an ailing economy that can be supported by exploiting industries that have got potential, like the movie industry, Mr. Speaker. When we brought this motion, Mr. Speaker, we did not say, let us incentivize actors. We said, let us incentivize the industry, which has got different players, film makers, writers, actors, makeup artists, and all these. In the end, this is what can unlock the other industries, like the tourism industry, like the clothing industry, or the designers, as you want to call it, like the hospitality industry. This fund has got a potential to set this country on the map. It has a triple effect. That is the broadened view that members of Parliament in this modern era must be looking at issues like that. Not on a narrow view where you think CDF is heaven on earth. CDF can do those little things like 1x3, not a movie. I thank you, Madam Speaker, or Mr. Speaker, and I thank you, all of you guys who have supported this initiative. I thank you.
Honorable Member for Kalurushi, what are you talking about, CDF? In Rwangeni, if you talk like that, you won't come out alive. Because in the last 4 years, about 14 clinics have been built. In the last 60 years, there were 10 clinics. Order, honorable members. I put the question. The question is that in order to promote the growth of the film industry in Zambia, this House urges the government to set up a film fund. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The noes have it. The question is in negative. The clerk will now read the message from the President.
Message from the President of the Republic of Zambia. Reconsideration of the Closed Circuit Television Public Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 1 of 2025. Pursuant to the powers vested in me under Article 66(1)(b), I hereby refer the bill back to the National Assembly for reconsideration for the following reasons. 1. Invasion of privacy. The bill does not provide safeguards on how CCTV footage
will be collected, used, or protected. Their omission risks intrusion into the private lives of citizens and constitutes a potential breach of fundamental rights guaranteed under the Constitution. 2.
Honorable members, let's be orderly. The honorable member for Karurushi and the honorable member close to Honorable Kasandwe, let's avoid debating while he's seated. I'll give you days to rest. Huh? We just resumed on Friday. May you proceed, the clerk?
2. Excessive bureaucracy. The proposed licensing process is lengthy and inconsistent with government's policy direction to reduce red tape. 3. Unclear costs. Reference to a prescribed fee without clarity may place an undue burden on citizens and small businesses. 4. Transparency and abuse. The absence of clear approval mechanisms raises risks of politicization, corruption, and selective enforcement. 5. Scope and overreach. The vague definition of public premises and restrictive licensing provisions open the door to overregulation and undue intrusion into citizens' freedoms. Existing laws and institutions already provide avenues to ensure public safety. Any new legislation must therefore respect the constitutional balance between security and the right to privacy. Signed, Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia.
Order. The clerk will now read the order of the day. Okay, I read out this. Okay. The bill, together with a message from the President, stands referred to the Committee on National Security and Foreign Affairs. The committee is required to submit its report on the bill to the House in due course. Honorable members who wish to make submissions of the bill are free to do so within the program of the work of the committee. The clerk will now read the orders of the day.
Thanks the President's address. Motion 16th September. Resumption of debate.
When the House adjourned yesterday, Tuesday 16 September 2025, the House was considering the motion moved by the Honorable Member for Chisamba that the thanks of this Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the President's address. Any further debate? The Honorable Member for Chama North.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for according me this opportunity to make some few comments on the presidential speech which was delivered to this House last week on Friday. Mr. Speaker, I'll straightforward go to the energy sector. Mr. Speaker, the energy sector is very, very key to Zambia's economic development. And unfortunately, this is the sector which has not been fully exploited, despite this country having potential to exploit this particular sector so that it can contribute to the gross domestic product. Mr. Speaker, in the last 50 years, we have not seen significant investment both in the renewable and non-renewable sources of energy. I can go back to 1973 when Dr. Kenneth Kaunda commissioned the Kafue Gorge Upper Hydropower Project, and then in 2021 is when the Kafue Gorge Lower Project was commissioned. If you look at the years from 1973 to 2021, 50 years has passed. Mr. Speaker, this country has seen an increase in population, and also we have seen a lot of economic activities, especially investments in the mining industry. Mr. Speaker, when the UPND came into government in 2021, they were aware about the current electricity challenges in this country. Following the speech which was delivered to this House by the President, I did not see immediate measures this government is taking to overcome the current and future electricity challenges. Mr. Speaker, much has been said about solar. Yes, solar is good. It's one of the sources of energy, but we must be realistic that solar has got its own limitations. I do not think that solar in investing alongside the private. We have seen countries like Ethiopia, Mr. Speaker, which have invested heavily in the power generation. The Renaissance is a game project in the entire African continent, with installed generation of more than 6,000 megawatts. And we can do it as well. We must be mindful that hydropower remains the best sources of energy. It's not only environmental friendly, but it is reliable. Certain sources like solar is not reliable at all because it depends on the weather patterns. I go to the transport sector. Mr. Speaker, we have not done well in this sector as a country. Most of our roads are in a deplorable state more than 60 years after independence. By this time, we should be expecting that most of our roads were going to have dual carriageway. Look at the road, the Nakondi Road, which is an economic road. 60 years after independence, we have failed to make that road a dual carriageway. The Lusaka-Livingston Road, by this time, it should have been a dual carriageway. So more needs to be done. Yes, the private-public partnership is good, but the state must allocate enough resources every year's budget so that we can do as many roads as possible. If we can do even 100 kilometers of roads in each province per year, I think in the next few years we are going to have better roads in this country. I am coming from Eastern Province. I'm happy that the Chadiza Chipata Road is being done. We want to see to it that other roads are equally done. The Chama Rundazi Road, the Chama Matumbo Road, they continue to be every successive government have been talking about the Chama Matumbo, Chama Rundazi Road. And we are hopeful that the statements which are made on this floor of the House, Mr. Speaker, must be actualized. Recently, before Parliament adjourned, the then acting Minister of Infrastructure told this August House that the remaining 65 kilometers Chama Matumbo Road is going to be done, and that the design and the procurement will be done in the last quarter of 2025. So the people of Chama are hopeful that come 2026, the 65 kilometers remaining from Chifilundu to Ruangwa Bridge has to be done so that the people of Chama can also receive a fair share of the national cake. Mr. Speaker, I go now to hunger. The President mentioned that no one has died of hunger. as a result of the drought which devastated this country last year. Mr. Speaker, while many areas in this country had good rainfall, Chama had a severe drought. The people are going through a lot of challenges in terms of hunger. I've never seen that, because in my 4 years of being member of parliament, I have been regularly going to my constituents, and people never used to come to my home to ask for food. But this time, every morning, 05 hours, people are already assembled at my home asking for money to buy a tin of maize. And this is in September. So my word is that as we are going towards December, our people will be in very, very serious problem. So I want to appeal to the office of the Vice President that as quickly as possible, our people should be given relief food to those who cannot afford. And also the cash for work, Mr. Speaker, is a well-intended program to help our people to have increased household income, but it's being abused. And if you are not careful, this project is really decampaigning the ruling government, because there are few unscrupulous individuals who are using this program to enrich themselves. People have even come up with SIM cards, 5 SIM cards. Money is going in this mobile, but they're not even working. So that is the situation on the ground, and that's why I've called for auditors to come to Chama North and audit, because the people on the ground feel that this program is not benefiting the majority of our people. The same is for food security pack. It's not reaching the intended targets. The poor people, the aged are not receiving this fertilizer. It's those who are politically connected who are receiving this fertilizer. And the majority of the people in Chama feel that the government has allowed this situation because no action is being taken. Even when police arrest individuals who have been found with fertilizer in their homes, no action has been taken to date. So this is the situation obtaining on the ground. You may think that everything is going, everything is okay, but the situation is different on the other side. So with those few remarks, I support this speech. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Congo. Why? There is a point of order.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to raise a point of order. But before I do that, Mr. Speaker, let me be placed on record by commending and appreciating the President for listening to the concerns of honorable members here and the citizens over the CCTV bill, which I sent back. This is as it should be. Mr. Speaker, we lamented here, and I'm happy that the concerns...
Honorable Member,
my point of order, Mr. Speaker, is a procedural one. Mr. Speaker, the leader of government business in this August House by practice is the only one who can cut across all the ministries at the same time, despite the fact that ministers are allowed to act on behalf of other ministers. Mr. Speaker, this afternoon, not that I doubt his capacity, the Honorable Minister for Water has this afternoon represented 4 ministries. 4. Apart from his ministry, he has represented Minister of Energy,
Honorable
Minister
Member,
of Local Government.
May you take your seat? May you take your seat, Honorable Member? May you take your seat? Take your seat. Take your seat. Honorable members, in this house we operate using rules. If a leader of government business feels that a particular minister has to act, no member whatsoever has the right to question that decision. No member whatsoever has the right to question that decision. In our rules, it's not there. We operate using rules. Yes. We operate using standing orders. And any minister that has been assigned to act is as capable as the substantive minister. So before you go any further, one of the roles I do is to ensure that no member misleads the public using the facilities of National Assembly. That's why I had to curtail you. So the honorable member on the floor may proceed debating.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity given to the people of Congo to add a voice to the presidential speech. Mr. Speaker, the president's speech on Friday was not only inspirational, but I think comprehensive, in the sense that it really tried to cover all the major sectors of the economy in trying to demonstrate how the UPND administration has delivered or has performed in the past 4 years of its being in office. And I think, Mr. Speaker, before I get into the details, allow me to quote the President's speech on page 58 on his concluding remarks, where he said, and I quote, "Madam Speaker, the economy has been resuscitated and is back on a positive growth trajectory. Significant trades in debt restructuring have been registered. International financial credibility has been restored. An unprecedented bumper harvest has been recorded. Increased foreign direct investment in various sectors of our economy is being witnessed in mining, in energy, and indeed in agriculture." Mr. Speaker, I am a very proud member of Parliament to serve under President Hakainde Hichilema and the New Dawn administration, because this is a president who is walking the talk. There is no rhetoric in as far as his governance of this country is concerned. When he says that when we inherited this economy, the economy was in bad shape. The economy was in bad shape. I'm more educated than yourself. So, Mr. Speaker, this president economy, not economy, that is for you uneducated people. So, Mr. Speaker, the economy was in ICU, and the president and his administration have managed to bring it out of ICU. And in demonstrating this particular aspect, the president told us that from 2017 to 2020, our economy was growing at 1.5%. But from 2021 to 2024, we have seen this economy growing at an average of 5.2%, which is indeed incredible, given the fact that this economy was in ICU. ICU in the sense that our colleagues, made us have a huge debt, $20.5 billion US dollars, both of external and domestic debt combined, which was very serious. But the president managed to restructure the economy. The debt has been restructured. We're talking almost about 95% debt restructuring. And as a result, when the president says that this economy is now out of danger, these results are being seen even in places like Congo, where the previous administration had put us what they call kuwaya. Kuwaya meaning that the economy of Congo was dead. There was nothing to show for it. The people of Congo today feel that they are now part and parcel of Zambia. The people of Shangombo feel they are now part and parcel of Zambia. In Congo, we have got a word called Ngombere. Those people had stopped voting. But today, as I went back on research, they told me that this time around, we are going to register numbers, because we have now seen a government that is able to respond to our needs. All the 5 zones of Ngombere ward have received 1 or 2 projects, and this has never happened before. Mr. Speaker, President Hakainde Hichilema and his administration are that type of a leadership that I will describe as putting Zambia first. And the true leadership, Mr. Speaker, is demonstrated during times of crisis. And I think President Hakainde Hichilema, in his speech, he clearly demonstrated that aspect. When we had the drought, the crippling drought, which should have seen our people actually lose their lives, President Hakainde Hichilema rose to the occasion and inspired the people. He didn't drown in the challenges, but he rose and inspired the Zambian people to say, let each and every one of you get out there and plant even a lima of maize. And the Zambians responded. Today, we are talking about an unprecedented harvest, bumper harvest, 3.7 million metric tons. Something that we have never witnessed in a long time in this country. So for me, such is the kind of leadership that you need to have. A leadership that has endured the challenges that were brought about by the previous administration. Correct. But today, we are proud to say that the kind of direct foreign investment that we have seen in this country is something that is unprecedented. The mines, we heard very well the president saying, our mines were dead. Today we have Sharp 28 back on track. Today we have KCM back on track. Today we have Mingomba back on track. Today we have the expansion of old Kansanshi mine. What else do you want? Lumwana is back on track. And as a result, we have seen how the Kwacha is now appreciating, because the results of this positive investment, the results of positive policies are now bearing fruit. And this country is now the envy of the world. We have our currency as the best performing currency in Africa. What else do you want? Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. So that's the kind of leadership that we have under UPND administration. Further, when we go to Congo, I want to give you practical examples to demonstrate that this administration has performed. And when we say it has performed, we're not just talking rhetoric. No, we are speaking things that are on the ground. Today we go to Congo. We have for the first time established 5 secondary schools. 5 secondary schools. Yes, it's not rhetoric. You go there. That's why the people of Congo are saying, even having elections is a waste of time. Because this president has already won. So, Mr. Speaker, my message to the people of Zambia is that when you have such a president, you don't waste time listening to people that failed. People that had the opportunity to rule this country, and they failed. And then they want to come back and tell you that, put us back. To come and kill us again? To come and steal our resources again? That will not allow. So, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, I want to say that the President of this Republic, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, should sleep with a peaceful mind. Because the people of Zambia everywhere, even in Northern Province, in Muchinga, in Luapula, in Western, in Southern, have all said, Kwenyu, to President Hakainde Hichilema. They are saying, this is the man we are going to go with in 2026 and beyond. And for the first time in the history of this country, when we say third term, I think it is very much applicable to this man. He rightfully deserves a third term in office. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member from Furira.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I want to start by appreciating the President's comments in his speech when he actually put it expressly clear that when we differ in opinions, when we differ in ideas, it does not signify enmity, but we just have different ideas to sorting out the problems that this country is facing. And so, Mr. Speaker, even when I comment on this speech and I mention points that I do not agree, it's not enmity, but that I just have different solutions or ideas to how we can deal with the issues that we are facing. Mr. Speaker, I want to start with mining. I'm coming from Mufrira, where we have Mopani, and the President in his speech, quite all right, acknowledged the significance that this Mopani has to the economy of Mufrira and the Copper Belt, and I want to agree with him. Several times I've stood here to talk on behalf of the miners that are scattered all over Mufrira. Of course, we had this gap when ZCMIH had 100%. The Zambians through ZCMIH had 100% ownership of Mopani. And for 3 years, The miners were promised under this government that conditions will change, things will change once an investor is brought into the mine. The miners kept that mine safe. They did not vandalize it, hoping that conditions of service are going to improve once the investor comes on board. Today, we have IRH, which is contained in this speech. There is two equations to this solution. Government, of course, must take care of the interests of the investor that has come. But more importantly, interests of the miners. Here is mention of production at Mopani going up, 40%. But that has gone up because of the sacrifice and the input of the miners. What are they getting in exchange? It's a raw deal. Miners have been shortchanged in terms of the promised conditions of service. Mr. Speaker, my idea here, yes, the President has been to the Copper Belt several times. My message, I'm inviting the President to come back again to the Copper Belt, meet with the miners in a closed door meeting. Not even MPs or ministers or whoever should be there. Let the President sit with the miners and hear it. Mr. Speaker, while we were closed, I was in Mufrira. Miners, for example, in Mufrira, mining section, have been changed now. It's an 8-hour shift. And guess what they are getting? Shima with eggs. A miner having a meal for 8 hours in Shima with eggs. That is not well received. Today, the miner will tell you that because of the change in the conditions of service, now they are working an 8-hour shift. They are receiving salaries they used to receive 4 years ago. That is a reality. Let the President come and sit with the miners in a closed-door meeting with no interference. Let him hear what the miners are complaining about in terms of conditions of service. I move there, Mr. Speaker. Let me go to energy. Of course, all of us have been talking about the crisis. And one thing, Mr. Speaker, the Zambians are wondering, what has happened to the solutions that the current Republican president, then in opposition, had to sort out load shedding?
Order, Honourable Member from Frila.
The 1830.
As the time is 18:25 hours, I interrupt proceedings and debate stands adjourned. Day for resumption of debate.
Tomorrow, Mr. Speaker.
Debate to resume tomorrow. Her Honor the Vice President, adjournment.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the House now adjourns.
As no notice of an item for debate on the motion of adjournment of the House has been received, I put a question. The question is that the House now adjourns. Any debate? Any objection? The question is agreed to. The House is now adjourned.
The time on Parliament TV is 18:26 and the House has adjourned. We expect more parliamentary business tomorrow beginning at 14:30 hours. Thank you very much for everyone who's been with us from the time we started broadcasting to you live the deliberations taking place at Parliament. Today, Joe, has been a long day indeed, and we have had so much business on the floor of the House. Maybe a quick recap on what has taken place on the floor of the House.
Madam Speaker, we made two announcements today. The first announcement, Madam Speaker, recognized the presence in the gallery of the pupils and teachers from Roy Gio Royal Christian School in Saka District. And on behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, Madam Speaker, I welcome the visitors to the National Assembly of Zambia. In the second announcement, Madam Speaker recognized the presence in the public gallery of pupils and teachers from Nakambala Private Primary School in Saka District. And on behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, Madam Speaker, welcome the visitors to the institution.
After that, there was a ruling that was rendered by the Madam Speaker, and it was on a complaint by Mr. C. Andeleki, Member of Parliament for Katombola constituency, against Mr. Francis Kapyanga, Member of Parliament for Mpika constituency, over statements attributed to Mr. Francis Kapyanga MP in an article entitled "Stand as MP to Debate Freely." Kapyanga tells Speaker Moti. This was published in the Newsdiggers newspaper issue number 2031, dated Friday, 4th July 2025. After she had given that ruling, and a question was put as to whether Mr. Kapyanga should be suspended from the House for 14 days. A decision was called for, and after voting, where the members who wanted the Member of Parliament to be suspended said yes, were more than those who did not want that. So it was resolved that the Member of Parliament be suspended for a total of 14 days. That was the ruling that was delivered by Madam Speaker. Then after that, the House then considered questions for oral answer under Standing Order number 80. These were questions of an ordinary nature, and they were 4 in total. Joe, after the questions for oral answer?
There was consideration where agent matters notice.
Okay, thank you very much. So those questions were indeed considered, and these were questions for answer understanding order number 80. And then we had a private member's motion. This motion was moved by Nkana Member of Parliament, Mr. Binwa Mpundu, that the motion was to set up a film fund, that in order to promote the growth of the film industry in Zambia, this House urges the government to set up a film fund. And there was so much debate on this particular motion, and after that debate, the question was put. This motion was negatived. Thereafter, there was a message from the President, and this message was the reconsideration of the Closed Circuit Television Public Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 1 of 2025. And in reading out the message to the House, the clerk did indeed give the reasons that the President actually mentioned in that message. So this bill, together with the message, has since been referred to the Committee on National Security and Foreign Affairs, and this committee is expected to deliver its report to the House in due course. Mr. Speaker did urge members of Parliament who wanted to make a submission to the committee to do so within the program of work of the committee. After that, the House then moved on to consider a motion. This is basically resumption of debate. This is the order of the day, and this is the motion that was moved yesterday, 16th September 2025, by Chisamba Member of Parliament, Ms. Chushikasanda. This motion was thanks the President's address, that the thanks of this Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the President's address, and that the time business was interrupted, the Member of Parliament for Mufulira, Mr. Golden Wheeler, was on the floor of the House contributing to debate on this particular motion. So we do expect resumption of this debate on this particular motion tomorrow, and we expect the Member of Parliament for Mufulira, Mr. Golden Wheeler, to continue from where he left off today. Then at about 18:26, the House then adjourned. So, in case you didn't have time to really follow deliberations as they took place on the floor of the House, that is just a picture of the business that has taken place on the floor of the House today. Once again, we say thank you very much for watching Parliament TV, keeping us company, and we hope that even as we bring Parliament closer to you, you enjoy the deliberations, and you'll be, of course, following Parliament Radio on all its platforms. On GoTV, you can watch us on channel 272, GoTV channel 28, Top Star channel 5. So I think this is where we call it a day. Many thanks to everyone who's taken time to be with us today from the time that we opened the station at about 08 hours. Many thanks to my colleague Joa Katama. He was with me a little earlier on. Of course, many thanks to our sign language interpreters, Chola Kaoma and Jason Manda, not forgetting the entire production crew. So from all of us here at Parliament TV, we wish you all a very lovely evening. May God bless you, and we hope that you'll be with us tomorrow. Thank you.